we go take a look at what it's doing for begin play on him. This is Fat Sack Proxy. Pixels tall is 128 meters, tall is 0.3. This doesn't seem to make too much sense to me. I guess it got optimized out or something? And meters tall was true. Oh, we're setting meters tall to meters tall. See, this is why I usually have that M underscore in the front of my variables. Because of that sort of shenaniganry. Because when things are the same name, it's like, ah. And Adam has been messing around with some mood lighting on here. He sent me this video earlier. He's been having fun with all the things, so starting to have some cool experiments. So next stream Adam's on, he'll probably be doing cool stuff like that. I won't show all of it though. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's the that's usually why I have that naming convention. Just the reason I made meters tall with capital M and all that kind of is because it's exposed in the editor, and the M underscores just look ugly as hell. So, and you can't get rid of them in all the cases in the editor, even if you say like display name equals something else. So, I kind of have a mixed case there. I'm not super happy about it, but it doesn't keep me up at night. I can still read the code. It's just more annoying than anything else. So our Fat Sack Proxy should be bigger. So we had him at 1 meter tall and 128, so he should be like twice as the size. Yeah, so he's back to being much larger than before. Okay, now we need to verify that Bitey is the correct size. So if we go to Bitey and we just say like he should be like 0.1 meters tall, like we should have a tiny Bitey, which we do not. So Bitey is not being scaled properly. So let's go take a look at why this is the case. So the player proxy actor creates an entity actor by getting the entity proxy off of this thing. So let's just hit play and see what happens. So we're grabbing stuff, getting the world. We grab the position, and this actor needs to set its scale properly. And its entity says that it is 100 pixels tall and 1 meter tall, which it shouldn't. Its entity is Bitey. Okay, so we need to, yeah, okay. Can you go away, tooltip? I'm trying to like click through you, and I can't see what the hell file is there. So we're just gonna kill the fucking program. So the create entity actor is we passed in an entity proxy, and we're doing set Dashkin entity proxy. So we do actually need to hold on to the proxy for just a second, it looks like, which I think is fine. So why don't we just do that? Like, we've got the entity. Let's get the entity proxy. And this is kind of a bit of a problem that we have all these different things. But basically, if entity is null pointer return, basically if entity proxy does not equal null pointer, we need to do the same thing where we kind of discover what our should be m32 pixels tall equals mEntity pixels tall. And float meters tall equals mEntity meters tall. And if entity proxy does not equal null and mEntity proxy custom well, use custom height. And meters tall is the same. U-Dashkin entity has no member. Use custom height. Well, I'm pretty sure you're wrong there. It most definitely does. Yeah, IntelliSense in Visual Studio for C++ projects is just trash. Just don't work. And it has never worked. And it will probably never work properly. And of course, it's because we screwed all the things up. We should definitely be using classes here for these if we can. Trying to forward declare them a bit. And we kind of have a halfway weird setup where our entity actors are being created from entity proxies and also entities directly and all that sort of stuff. We may want to remove that. I guess they're getting angry about the forward declarations on U properties. Fine, fine, fine. Entity proxy data has you entity proxy on it. It's not the forward declarations that it's getting pissed about. It's getting pissed is that I didn't spell it right. It's not an entity Dashkin entity proxy, it's an entity proxy because I stopped using Dashkin at some point. Because it was too much to type. I got lazy. Yeah, Adam's having fun. The latest Unreal, latest Unreal stuff is being detected as a virus. That's fucking funny as shit. Adam is secretly a hacker. I don't know. We'll see. If he can fly through the internet and then type on like multiple keyboards at the same time, he might be. So let's see. Bitey should be like super small or whatever the hell, right? That's what we're fixing. Oh my god, look at it. Alright, I can barely see him. He is there. If you can see this little tiny dot of where Bitey is, he's a little ant. So we set him at 0.1, so he's 10 centimeters tall. We set him at 1.5 meters. He's that big. In FatSec proxy, we are going to turn off the custom height for FatSec. So that is the correct scale for our characters, is what it looks like. Looks like stuff is not working right with scaling with our entity, is it? We're getting stuck. We're getting stuck in places. Yeah, like look at that. That's looking really messed up. Like that's our bounding boxes for our scales, but obviously that's wrong. Like our collision boxes should not be getting shorter like that. I mean, they're the correct width, but they're all the wrong height. So let me take a look here. So he's just 0.5, 0.5, 0.5 for his scales. Well, it looks like his hitbox is correct, but something else is wrong. Is it his mantling height or something else? Because we made him too small. He's now, like, all of our movement data is all sorts of screwed. Let's see, movement. Floor stick distance, base, jump room, mantle height is 20, mantle iterations is 3. Seems like it was just an issue with his, if we went into his run. Yeah, if we actually went into his dash. Well, alright. That's fine. We can fix the movement. The height is fixed, so that's good. So let's make sure to save everything. And I'm gonna need to take a minute break here, and I'll be back. So, we'll fix that movement. So let's zoom our camera in a little bit and get rid of fat sack as well for the time being. We probably just got something in our movement code that's not taking into account our scale. Because I don't think we've scaled anything with our entities yet. Like, we just haven't had any reason to. So our checks might not be taking any of that into account. We'll have to double check it. So let's take out. Can I make like a label or something like a. Yeah, okay, so we can create a folder. I'm just going to call it foreground. I'm just going to shove all this junk into it. Make another folder. We'll call it level rigging. Let's just call it background. I can't move a group? It's so stupid. Can I ungroup at least? Alright, I can. Alright, so we'll take the shape, which is a... What is this plane? There's just nothing there, so we can just get rid of it. Alright. And then our fat sack proxy we can just get rid of, and then we just have our standard player. Alright, that's a much better setup level. And let's drag our player over a little bit. So we should just start on the flat ground. Gosh, it's hard to see exactly where we'll start, huh? Yeah, so that's better. And let's also zoom our camera in. And we have a player proxy. The player proxy is the thing. Do we have a camera on this? How do we set the camera data? Alright, it's the camera control is in there. So why don't we duplicate this thing? We'll just have like close-up camera. And we'll just say close-up camera is our camera. And let's see our zoom. Our min ortho width, let's just like have everything. Looks like the camera's not actually respecting some of our min and max widths for our zoom. The initial stuff is just kind of not really there. Alright, so let's show collision. And is that he has a hitbox that's different, or looks like he has stuff that's different every freaking frame, doesn't it? And then like his box there is disappearing all the time. So let's take a look. If we set Bitey's scale to 1, like we had it, where he's like 3 meters tall and all that. We still have those big... What the hell? Where the hell did that come from? What is that little dot? Is that the player itself? Yeah, it looks like maybe that's the camera? Anyway. What are these brown things around us? But they do look like... They must be something else. They must be a collision object which is getting attached based on the sprite itself. Yeah, so that's probably a collision object on the... Interesting that that's even there, because those didn't used to be there. It must be something with the update that got changed. But it's like it looks like a paper 2D collision sprite. A collision got added to our sprite and we don't want it there anymore. And this thing is still here. What the hell is that thing? It's randomly appearing. Great. That's what we need, is ghost objects. Anyway, let's set him back to his 1.5 meter height and start seeing why he's getting stuck. So if he's just as normal here, the normal is in the positive direction, that's correct. Our current velocity is 0. Our collision collided was true, which meant we are not in the air. And our floor stick distance, our collision distance is 1.7, which is good. Dr. Stephen Hawking is now following. Oh man, we got a celebrity in the chat now. Well, thank you for following. We're just trying to figure out why our dude is getting stuck in the ground now, and after we have changed his scale. And I'm pretty sure it's because some of our physics check code is not taking into account our scale. So our velocity is just nothing, so okay, good. So let's increase our velocity to something. So we're moving up from the impact by a little bit. We are not overlapping anything. Oh wait, no, we are overlapping something. Okay, so our overlap test might be wrong. So we've got our body component, which has this stuff. The overlaps is empty. We hit is false. So our movement distance is that, so we're going to call sweep, start position, collision, movement distance. So if we didn't, are we actually calling update obstructed? So we did, when we did a sweep, we collided. Okay, so why are we colliding? Sweep component. So the component sweep, let's get in our trace channel, get body instance. The scale 3D is set there to 0.5. So we have the right position and all that stuff. So the time and distance is 0. Location is like literally the same thing, so it's saying that we just started off inside of it. Now, the issue that I see here is we've got our primitive component, which we've got our body instance here. I don't think we're using our scale. So it's like collision, sweep not working after scale? Unreal? Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything. Yeah, so we definitely just like immediately collided with the floor. Movement distance minus, yeah, okay, so. Hit distance was 0, so yeah, it's there's something wrong with our sweep movement object. We need to zoom in a lot farther. I mean, the traces should be showing us what we want. So the traces, I think, are from the physics engine and all that stuff, so the traces should be accurate and should be accurately showing us what we are looking at. So kind of the question is there something else going on? Because, I mean, what if we basically say, like, Spidey's really tall? We get the same sort of thing. I can't even fucking... Like, what is even happening here? If the entity actor scale is 2, we have to make him 1. Then he can move properly. What if we make his scale the X2? He can move properly. So that'll embed him into the ground. Is it that I should not be applying any scale on the Y, and that's what's getting messed up here? Okay, I should just be doing the X scale and the Z scale, but I shouldn't be doing the scale and the Y. So let's take a look if we change how that works. So we'll just call set scale 3D with something else. Let's see if that does it. Because it's probably that we're colliding with something in the background or some other thing Just seems wrong. So let's see if this does something for us. Yeah, it looks like that definitely was it. The entity actor has got those scales set up now. So we can actually set Bitey to his proper size, which is 150. He is 150 meters tall. Oh shit. It's 1.5 meters tall. It's a big Bitey. So Bitey's actually this big. And so he moves insanely fast for his size, and our camera is totally screwed. And our platforms are just gigantic. So yeah, everything in the world is wrong, but that's okay. At least Bitey is now the right size. So we're going to disable custom height for Bitey. Why is the default custom height true? Default custom height should be false. In the entity proxy. Set it to false. So what does it say? So Bitey player proxy, his custom height should be. We just set this to false. Why are you so angry? This is entity proxy data. What about the player proxy data? It's an entity proxy. It didn't actually save or something? Because I totally changed this. The editor wasn't picking up the defaults. So just more compiling time, which is always fun. But it's not that bad compared to what I've seen with some projects. So let's see. Oh man, kind of stiff today. Just kinked up, I guess. Alright, so let's pop this open and let's set the defaults inside of the actual entities for both FatSack and for Bitey. So the player proxy, alright, good, is set properly. And then we can just go in here and can set how tall he is. We're going to say he's 300 pixels tall and he's 1.5 meters tall. And let's do the same thing for FatSack. He is, what, 128 pixels tall, and we said like 0.3 meters tall. Let's make sure its proxy is set to nothing for him, so he's not gonna mess with his height. And then let's throw a FatSack proxy over here into the scene. So we just have a tiny FatSack there. And we can just mantle over him. Just don't. He's too small to do anything. Now why is that FatSack not doing anything? He should be using the FatSack AI. And he should be like roaming around or whatever. Is he just idling? Let's see. This is FatSack. This is logic controller. Like his logic controller should be the FatSack AI, which is... Wish this thing would stop stealing the damn mouse. FatSack AI standard group. Which has got idle, dig, wander, and all that stuff. What's going on with him? Looks like something's going on where he's never getting... He's never updating? So we're just debugging a whole bunch of stuff today. So, okay, the initialize is getting called on here. The update is getting called. The update is not getting called. So one group is null. Our current group is null. Wait, what? That should totally not be the case. This is FATSAC. We have this logic state group, which we cloned. Default. Yeah, okay, so we have a default group. And for every group, we add all these things.